Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the least consistent podcast yet to grace the surface of your very screens. Today we are talking about things that don't matter, as always, and as we always will. Indeed. Or we won't be talking at all, because not talking is just as important as talking. Good. Watch some shit, listen to some shit. It's good and all. I thought some shit up. Was it good? Nah, no. Was it not good? I don't know. But we are going to talk about this greatly. Again. Rewatched Community, just to start with something soft, I guess. Nice show. A link in the description for a fantastic clip. That's pretty much what got me into rewatching the show. I'd already watched it once. I mean, I'd watched the first season once, rewatched the first season, watched the 5th season as well. Cause the other ones, don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Community, what is it? It's just a very self-aware sitcom. One of the last ones. About a bunch of misfits that study at a community college and just fuck shit up, and relationships between the characters. Guess that's what you'd say. Some funny bits, some wholesome shit. Apparently the cast was also very close. I just spit, that's good. You gotta spit every once in a while. You gotta put yourself out there, you know? In the form of saliva. Like little specks of saliva. If possible. If you can. You know? It would be nice if you could do that. Fuck, that community clip is funny. But the creator is the same guy from Rick and Morty, by the way. It's the same creator. Even he thinks he'll never get as good as a relationship with the cast as he did back with Community. #6 seasons and a movie. Also, interesting. I saw a couple of like brief interviews, or maybe it was just, no, it was a video called titled something like the death of Community or something like that, and it asked, you know, when was the day the Community died, and there wasn't such a day, something like that. Where do I want to get with this? Well, I mean, it's not too interesting, but I thought some parts were sexist, you know, about some episodes of first season at least of Community, I guess. And fucking Dan Harmon, the writer of the show, said so himself, like that he was quite sexist in the first season, and so yeah. I decided, changing topics, I decided that I want to break free. I want to read 2 plays a week, which is very little. Like, you can read 2 plays in like 2 hours, in like. This is a reference to Crystalia referencing King's Speech, which he does in basically every episode of his podcast. Drink a shot. So I decided to read 2 plays a week, since apparently that's what I wanna do and wanna write and stuff. And so I read the Seagull from Chekhov. You know, you see. Felt like the ending was a bit abrupt, maybe, but I mean, it's probably cause I still don't understand jack shit about plays or something, or maybe it was meant to be. Like, just cut me some slack. It's not the best review of the Seagull if you're good at plays, but if you're not good at plays, then listen to me, because I might have something to tell you, other than like, you know, read plays, go to the theater and all, because it's good, blah 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 blah. Seagull. Just, it's like some the Russian high class Russians in a mansion, just chilling, and the thing that happened between them, and it opens with the good old son of an actress that doesn't act anymore, that writes a play that is very sort of ethereal and fantastical, I would say, like something that is supposed to be very new and all. Roll. I'm on a roll, baby. So that guy does that. And it's just one person that interprets it, and it's Nina, and she's the daughter of another rich man that lives close, and so they make this play, but then the people talk, so the guy goes away and something like that. And it's called The Seagull as well, and then there's some other seagulls, as in like a professionality, but also there's another seagull, and I don't know, somebody shoots it. I think the writer, as in stage writer, aspiring stage writer. So this aspiring stage writer shoots a seagull out of madness, I believe, and desperation, and Russian teenage angst. And then an author, a guy that writes books, that is also has a thing with the mother of the stage writer. So this guy talks with the fucking Nina, with the girl the stage writer loves, and also his actress. So, you know, writer and young actress, old writer, young actress. They talk, and the old writer goes something like, this seagull makes me think of a story, of a plot for a short story, something like, what was it? Maybe a young actress talks with an older guy and he tells us, fucking hell. Embarrassing. Truly embarrassing. Truly, not truly, truly embarrassing. And really gotta get good at podcasting and really gotta learn to have my thoughts more in order. But also, well, this is good for me to realize that, you know, that's the first step. Yeah, right? First step, good, we're good. So you want to realize that. And when you've realized it, maybe work on it a little bit. But also, if your thoughts are not clear on something, it's something maybe you shouldn't talk about. Oh, alright. Fine, cool. Yeah, nice. Do I want to recollect my thoughts? No, I want to talk directly into the camera and say the things that come to mind. And hopefully not have this all the time. Maybe do something that's it. Hold on a second. So the Seagull, right? We were talking about the Seagull, but there's nothing really nothing to it because it's talking about the Kubrick. This is getting out of hand. Let's get down to business. Business. Let's get down to business. Business. The Seagull. So then the old writer leaves for some time with some other people, like the young writer's mother. They go to Moscow or something, because they were in the country, and then they got some people from the group that was in the country goes to the city. Young writer doesn't. Nina, you know, young actress, does. And then there's a time skip. 2 years, 3 years, can't remember. The reason why Nina goes is, one, to be an actress, but also because she likes the old writer. So they have a thing for a while. The old actress doesn't hate her, doesn't kill her, which is something that you might expect from other, you know, Russian things. Doesn't happen. We come back, we meet them again at the mansion in the country. You know, these 2 years later. And we learn that, you know, kind of thing. And then there is a connection, whatever, the young writer kills himself. Spoiler. Now, what did we learn from this matter? We learned that I didn't read it very well, because I don't remember it very well, and I can't explain it. Oh, it's all about you. Yes, but you might learn from that as well. You fucking idiot. What else? I learned that, I mean, I already knew that I have a bit of trouble, not too interesting in old shit. Does that make me a pleb? Yes, absolutely. But also, reading it now makes me understand that there's some shit that I guess I don't understand as well as some other people do. But anyway, at least I have an introduction to it. And maybe some other people can explain it. If I'm interested, if it comes up in conversation. So this is a stepping stone. Remember that. Or don't. Don't. Talking about plays that I've read 2 times, let's talk about Blasted from Sarah Kane. Found it too much, a bit too much the first time. Second time, I actively went looking for it because I felt like it, because the feeling I had could be completed by this very play, I thought. And I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's graphic and it's tough, but that's partly why I like it. That's why I like it. I gotta read up on the theater of cruelty, because I believe this is on that line along with Anton Pavlovich, and I think Beckett, but I'd have to check, because Beckett and Brecht, I kinda mess them up, but nah, I'm pretty fucking sure it's Beckett. Yeah, he's the fucking guy from Godot. Godot. There's some fucking cruelty in there. Must be that. Must be. So read that, and then the week earlier, because this is the least consistent podcast ever to grace the surface of your screens, read Remembrance by Dereck Walcott. Liked it. I liked it. Yeah, I found it good. Fucking size, as in SIGHS. This is this episode of the Satellite Podcast in a nutshell. Remembrance, something about colonialism, which I can't really comment on, I don't think. I don't want to comment on that. Nah, I don't know. I think it's best if I don't, probably, because I wouldn't have anything to add, really, Colonialism, love, unrequited love, repetition, things that actually repeat but that aren't. So, guy when he's young loves a girl, but he doesn't get with her because she's like English and he's from this place. I don't remember what it is. Great, dude. Great. Amazing. So girl is English, guy is from the colony, guy likes girl, girl says, okay, I like you too, guy says, but I'm actually engaged with a colonial girl, and sorry, that happened. And then fucking years later, girl that looks, I believe American girl that looks like English girl comes up, and guys and she leaves, and he's like, whoa, what the fuck? And then he sees that his own son is interested in her, and so he goes to his son and goes like, fucking, bro, you gotta, son, you gotta fucking go with her, you know, don't commit the same mistakes I committed. Don't make the same mistakes I did. And he says, fuck you, Dad. I'm not you, Dad. You go after her if you want. And I believe he doesn't. Because anyways, he doesn't give a shit, but yeah. And also there's something with friends. Like he's got an editor friend, I believe, a publisher friend, whatever. You know, the old guy. And he writes a poem, because that's what he does. He writes a poem in which he also says something like, friends are shit. And the publisher reads it and he goes like, what the fuck, what do you mean? I'm nah. And something happens. Cool shit. So that's Remembrance. Would read again. Yes, good. Oh shit. Then I read Heron by Simon Stephens, which, you know, Simon Stephens, have talked about him already in the podcast. He's the guy that talks about writers, stage writers, and stage writing, and I like him. And he does interviews to other writers, and I like him because he's helpful, you know, and helpful people, I like helpful people. Bribble. Heron by Simon Stephens. It's about being alive and feeling in touch with everything that is good. And everything is beautiful. And also broken people everywhere. It's like a ball entered a China shop where the China is people, where the people is China. Where people are Chinese, and then there's pieces of Chinese people all around. And the bull is Spain, so Spain attacks China. You know what I'm saying? The Spanish flu versus the coronavirus. Top 10 animal rivalries. That was a ride, wasn't it? I didn't expect that to happen. And by the way, stop pestering China about the coronavirus. That's it. That's all I have to say. Do I have to say everything that I watch? I think that's kind of the part, boy. Yeah, I guess. I got 2 pages because I was skipped sometimes, some episodes, for reasons. Hey, did you know that you get an endorphin rush when you make a podcast? Because you feel like you've done something, even though you've just talked into a camera for 1 hour. Sometimes you talk and sometimes you don't. And then you don't do anything for some time, because then you think you're cool because you did a thing even though you didn't. Like, even though it's a secondary thing. Now you know. New trigger show. Brand new animal. First 6 episodes came out. and you can watch them if you torrent them, at least. Watch the first two, didn't really give a fuck. What's interesting about it is that it looks a bit like Batman Beyond. I mean, that's what it reminds me of, and that makes sense because both of them are, trigger shows, and Batman Beyond, I believe, are both influenced by UPA, or informed by, what would you say, informed or influenced? I guess influenced by UPA. Link in the description for more information about UPA. Yeah, if you want to know about animation history, this channel I follow, which is the Royal Ocean Film Society, made a wonderful series about that, which you can watch right now. So, by the way, brand new animal. There's anthropomorphic animals in there. So let's talk about furries. Why do furries exist? You might ask, why is it so popular? Is it fandom? Don't know, but it's community, right? Community. This is the community episode. Furries. Why do they exist? I have a hypothesis. You are alive. You are a human, and the human has both a cognition part. Fuck that word, I don't even know if it exists. But the human has an intellect. You know, a human is able to think. Is a rational part. That's the word I was looking for. But that's not all. That is not all a human is. A human has a body. The body is connected to the mind. There is a soul. I mean, I don't believe in like a. Not really. The point is, there is something that people define as a soul, and even if you think that is in the mind, you're not just raw intellect. Surely you aren't. You know, you're dumb, and so it's better not to think. Well, no, you're not necessarily dumb, but the point is, you have a more lively part, a more animal. Oh, that didn't sound right. Bestial? Ooh, no, don't say that. More, you know, fucking raw part, more part that is more like an animal part. So you have that, but the tayloristic-fordistic society we live in, the production society we live in, tells you no, fuck that part. We want just the fucking machine part of you, because you have to be part of the supply chain. Even if you aren't part of the supply chain, you gotta do the thing that you gotta do. And if you have a choleric part, a sanguine part, a humorous part, a part that is alive and, you know, like a magma. If you have that, which you do, fuck, you can't use it because it's not productive. It's not good, right? So what you gotta do what you gotta do is fuck that. And I believe so. Society tells you fuck your animal part. Furries go like, sure, I want to be a productive member of society, but also, what is this? What is this escaping me? What is this? Blah, blah, blah. What is this? Oh fuck, those people are dressing up like animals and acting like animals? What is that about? What is that about? Oh, there is something compelling me to do that as well, to imitate them, to be part of a community, and to be animal, to be that. So that I think is why furries exist. And I think it's basically a misdirection of that part. The animal part. So I guess if you didn't want furries, you would have to take down the industrial society. Basically, yeah. Let me reiterate why I want to read 2 plays a week. I know it doesn't make sense, this is not a real link, but I read it here, and I didn't think I did it well earlier, so I'm doing it again. 2 plays a week, why? Because it's very easy to read 2 plays a week, very low effort, but then if you want to read more, you can get into it. That's the point of that. It's kind of the point of this podcast as well, in a way. No, not really. 2 different points. Take a shot. So we got that. Man. I had an idea for something that would be a... You know fitmc? You can answer. Fitmc is a guy that talks about the Minecraft server and the things that happen between it, in it. Don't watch too many of his videos because he just says the same thing for like half the video and then shows you a couple of things and then the video is done. So it's mostly a fuck that guy, but also it's a cool guy. So I want to make a series in which I talk about a video game that doesn't exist, its story and the people that made it. Yes, it's a good idea. Maybe not profitable, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. And basically, what makes the basis of this video game, I guess, or video game cluster, whatever. You will see it if I make it. Is that one, there is an easily moddable game, solid, easily moddable game. One is that. One is a book about a fantasy mythology, like a mythology that doesn't exist. Maybe stories, maybe a book series, I'm not sure yet. And then there's people. And these are the 3 basic points of that whole concept. and that mythology, and the basis of that mythology is that there are like god beasts. That's it. Not very interesting, but you know. Hey, Berlin, you know Berlin? There's drugs there, right? Right. But you can torrent shit. So, you want to go to Berlin? Maybe for a weekend? Or sometime? Yes. You want to go to Berlin to leave? Nah. I need to torrent my shit. There could be a funny bit, I guess, but too bad. That's it. Okay. Ooh, played boxing's Choose Your Own Adventure, CYOA. Choose Your Own Adventure, I guess sounds better. It's pretty good. I'm gonna link it in the description. It also gave me an idea for another story, I guess, for another concept. Good. Choose Your Own Adventure. There's some typos, but pretty good. Definitely inspired by anime. But it's good. Project Plus came out. That's a Project M rehash. Yeah, I guess you'd call it rehash. And Project M is a mod for Super Smash Bros. Brawl that aims to make it more like Melee. I'm looking forward to try it. It has to be good. The aesthetic, like from what I've seen, I like some parts of it. Love the sages. It's got great sages. Like a lot of tournament legal, but not the same old 3 fucking sages that they use in Melee. So great sages. Which is not the aesthetic, but it's poetic maybe. It's something. It's good sages. Like the technical part, how they work, how you can play on them. I think, because I haven't played it, but they look like fun. I saw the Dreamland HD remake. It's fucking shite. It's too flat and ugly and blah. Yeah. So some stages look bad. I guess I really don't mind the brawl aesthetic. It's not as colorful as the previous ones, but it's good. I mean, it's good. I guess it has that early 2010s aesthetic, which is good. Like I've come around. I guess at some point I didn't like it, but now I guess I do. I mean, I like the aesthetic of Brawl, I would say. Fucking Taboo, masterpiece. Like, not as iconic as Melee or the Smash Bros. 64, but good. And then there are a lot of skins for all the characters. I guess some are cool, some aren't. Some are just kind of edgy, a bit too much. Ooh. Talking about melee, listen to this. It's like tennis with more fan interactions. Let that sink in. What does it mean? Well, that it's because it's 1v1. Everybody plays 1v1. Well, of course, one is more physical and the other is fine motricity. Motricità fine. But because the players stream, basically. The players stream, and if they go to big house, they make all the little videos, you know. And also they're on Twitter more, I believe. But it's very much 1v1. And you got the way, you know, the way a player plays. You can talk about that in relationship to the personality of the player, which is something you can do in tennis as well. Which I discovered in Infinite Jest, lol. Because I read a long book. That's the point of that. It's actually not. I don't know why I'm doing this. I mean, I do, but I don't want to do that anymore. So I won't. But it's got 10 more seconds and yes. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't have too much more to say about that, except for, I guess, the interesting part about one of the levels that esports have over, you know, physical sports is that you can also draw a comparison from the between the player and the character that they use. Like, you know, in Melee, if you use Farco, people might talk about you in a different way than if you use Fox or something. I don't fucking. So yeah, just interesting little tidbit. Now I'm thinking about making some just good old recommendations, short recommendations. I've been linked to a okay, microphone is working. I've been linked to a list of 2016 albums that a comedian compiled because he thinks that's the best year for music, which is preposterous. Not because it was a bad year, not because I think it was a bad year, but because it's hard to, you know, it's very arbitrary, you know. A year was a good year for music. A year is arbitrary, but a comedian made it, so it's funny. And one album that I found on there is Lee Fields and the Expressions Special Night. It's fucking soul and funk, I guess, but it's very soulful. Really liked it. Really liked it. I mean, it's a soul album that is also soulful, and it's recent, so maybe you haven't heard it before. Talking about soul, I also listened a bit more to fucking Tyler the Creator's album lately. Also because Donald Glover is in Community, and Donald Glover is childish Gambino. And so I listened to Redbone, which made me think about Tyler the Creator, because I'm racist. Let that be clear. Little Wonder from David Bowie, I also listened to a bit for a few days. It's a great song. It's a great song. I watched the 2018 film Another Day of Life about the journalist Ryszard Kapuścińsk. The movie is by Raúl de la Fuente and Damian Nenow, some guy. It's a 3D animation that uses the medium in an interesting way. You know, for example, there's a time skip. No, not a time skip. Like the guy is walking in the street and narrating the changes that happened in the place he's in, and you see those changes. Like he says, I don't fucking know, the people went away, and you see all the shit in a time lapse. That's the word. There's like time lapse, which I want to say 3D animation could be pretty good for. Yeah. And also there's times when everything kind of falls apart in a way that is very specific to 3D animation, which is good. Movies about the experience of the journalist in Angola in I don't fucking know how many years ago. Sorry. I believe the Cold War was in action, because there's like a more American faction and a more, Russian faction, so might be the Cold War. Yeah, it's definitely there's also the power of information, because at some point the journalist has information that would get to the Americans if he told it to his editors, and then his professional his profession comes in conflict with what he believes is good, because if he sends an information to the Americans, to his journalist, newspaper, then the Americans will get that information and will act upon it to the detriment of the people. And so he doesn't send an information, and things don't happen because of that. I also watched The Phantom Thread by Paul Thomas Anderson. Pretty good. It's like an argument for toxic relationships. Like if you're a particular person or kind of person, then then what is commonly considered as a toxic relationship might be good for you, or you might find it good. See you soon, maybe. And send me an email at asatellitepodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.